Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing as Mississippi and we're going to be forming the Mississippi Empire. This video was suggested by MSX Aerospace, so thank you for the suggestion. And interestingly, I think this is the first time I'm playing in the United States map, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, I immediately started off by going north and attacking Tennessee. And okay, let me be real. I don't know these U.S. states very well, but I'm going off of the names on the recording, so I'm just gonna go off of those. Now, okay, yeah. So I basically annexed half of Tennessee. It got kind of annoying that the game didn't, allow me to annex it completely. But again, thing is, I mean, a lot of you guys have actually said this in the comments, right? Like, why don't you just turn them into a vassal state and then annex them with an ultimatum? I think the only reason I don't do that is because the ultimatums aren't like 100% guarantee. But you know what? Maybe for the next videos, maybe I'll try that. I'll try that out, like if I can't do it, and see how it goes. Anyways, okay, so actually no, but here's one more thing. Okay, Kentucky. Okay, so I attack Kentucky to the north. Even then, I only take a part of it, and then I attack Tennessee to finish the job. So that finished the complete conquest of Tennessee. And Kentucky, meanwhile, I assimilated territories. Now, one thing I want to say, guys, this video and the previous video, United Guianas, these two videos, okay, I filmed them before, like, I went, I took a break from my exams, right? Wait, here's the thing. I think I put a post out on YouTube for that, right? I don't know if you guys saw it, but I took a break from my exams, and now I'm back. And so, these videos, I recorded them like beforehand. And then the thing was, I just needed voiceovers, but I couldn't do that because I was trying to study. And that's all I'm saying right here. So these videos, the ones that are coming up these next few days, they're all like recorded beforehand. So yeah, I'm just saying that's just a bit of an abide. This is a side thing, okay? Anyways, I invade Kentucky to finish them off, but of course they decide to be annoying and just spread out as much as they could. Now, even though their country was conquered pretty easily, these guys just like love to be a pain in the ass. So they ran around and then they messed up the assimilation that was going down below. I think assimilation of Alabama, yeah, because I like Florida took half of Alabama and then I took the other half of Alabama. So basically it's a division of Alabama. And then after that, I gathered some money and invaded Louisiana. I made sure that I had enough for this invasion, and the invasion was successful. But the attack down south didn't work, and so I had to just send in some extra troops. But overall, it was pretty easy, and I was able to conquer it completely. So that was done with. And then after that, I just of course I did the obvious thing and just disbanded the troops because. I mean, that's how I play, here's the thing, keeping a standing army doesn't make sense in this game because it all depends on your income, right? And, like, if you reduce your income by keeping a standing army, it doesn't work. It's not efficient. Alright, so anyways, after a while, I raised up some new units, and a lot of new units, actually, because the next invasion would be Georgia, and, of course, Georgia wouldn't be so easy to invade as the other nations were the other nations that we conquered. And so after I gathered everyone, I realized that I left them to attack me, which they did, and then immediately after that they attacked me on the other side, and so now they were depleted in forces, but all of a sudden Arkansas attacked me from behind. And so was it Arkansas? No, it was I forgot what state it was, but a state attacked me from behind, okay? And it was concerning because they were advancing rapidly, and then I realized that they actually had a chance to invade the territories I'd occupied in Georgia and then proceed to liberate them. Luckily, I managed to conquer Georgia beforehand, and then even this thing, Virginia, was it? Yeah, I think Virginia joined in on the war as well, which is annoying. And then soon enough, though, luckily I had managed to conquer Georgia, so I just took the northern bits, and then the territory of mine that they had conquered was largely liberated by the other countries that I got to declare war on them. So all in all, crisis was averted, nothing happened, and yeah, problem was solved. And so I got to assimilating those Georgian provinces. Meanwhile, I looked around. I was looking around at the East Coast, checking out what was going on, and I was just looking around because I don't know, while the turns went on, and I realized that Texas. The only reason I was looking up there was because Texas had territory up there, so I wanted to like check it out. See why they were, why they decided to go all around the ocean and invade up there. It's interesting. I got North Carolina to attack Florida. I mean, not really to do anything specific, but just to like, I don't know, keep them distracted because I was then going to invade Florida. And of course, here's the thing though, navally, like, if they're an ocean away, it's not really that much of a distraction, but it is something, I guess. So when that went down, I basically started recruiting a lot of people because, again, this was going to be an even harder invasion than Georgia. And so I went all in and focused down on the attacks. The key was to reach the choke points, like that. Okay, I don't know what to call. I don't know what it's called, but like that narrow choke point near the ocean. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, no, they tried a naval invasion and it would have been successful, but I quickly like what do you call conscripted people, which is honestly something I don't like doing most of the time because conscripting I can't English. Conscription is pretty inefficient. Like it just takes a lot of money. It's not that economical, but whatever. So then, anyways, I managed to gather all my troops and finally, in one last push, take all of Florida. And then after that, I annexed most of it besides the peninsula. And I took like half of it. And after that, I was in a pretty decently powerful position. And of course, then right after that invasion, I was like, you know what? I have all the troops. Why disband them when I can just use them to invade Georgia? And so that's what I did. I invaded Georgia and completely finished them off. So just like that, I was, coming ever closer to my final goal of the Mississippi Empire. And after this, I disbanded the troops, obviously. And so afterwards, I just, recruited. Thing was, though, I was trying to get like one up on Texas, like, just stronger than Texas. Meanwhile, Virginia again attacked me, right? And this time I got Pennsylvania to attack them from the other side because I was like, I cannot be, I could not be asked. I could not be asked to like fight them off. It was so like listen. Now that I'm rewatching this video, I'm trying to count. Like I think they've legitimately attacked me 3 times for no reason whatsoever. It's so dumb. But yeah, no, that's there. That's just that's just the AI, bro. So up until now, I'd actually been trying to like get I think close to Texas for #1 spot, but I think it never let me because I was just never able to become #1. And what I did was I got all these weaker states to attack Texas so that it would weaken Texas and their strength overall, and make it easier for them to attack, for me to attack them in the future. And while that was going on, I realized that Florida was literally free and open. Like, the truce had ended. I completely forgot about Florida for a while. And so, of course, if we're the thing is though, if we're going to invade Texas, we need the Florida men on our side. And so I gathered the forces and sent them in. I sent them in to invade Florida. And of course, it was months of tough fighting. The alligators were very strong opponents, but ultimately we took them over, and I sent the remaining battle-hardened the forces to attack Texas, and I just annexed the rest. Right. This time though, the only reason I didn't disband them is because at this point I had enough of an economy to maintain forces. And wait, was it Texas at #1 or California? I can't remember. Okay. I think it was, I don't know. Okay, man, I think it was Texas. Okay, anyways, yeah, no, all I needed was Texas, like the proper Texas, and New Jersey just came in out of nowhere from the ocean and just like jumped Texas. But and I was at that point I realized that okay, maybe I'd weaken Texas quite a bit because this was being way too easily invaded. And so in this moment, I decided, okay, I need to attack and act now before it's too late and like someone else took them over, because then that's more work for me. And so I started sending in my forces, just rapidly, just And then thing was, again, since my plan had now worked, right? My plan had now worked at this point. They had, I think, most of their forces were probably up north fighting all those nations. And so, because of that, I was able to conquer Texas relatively easily without any struggle. And then after that, though, thing was, he couldn't annex the whole thing. And of course, I didn't puppet it. So I just sort of took the southern bits, the coastline, and left them weak on the internal, left them weak. But then the problem was, these nations were left, about to take over Texas. I couldn't allow that. And so I basically got other nations to attack those nations to prevent them from conquering Texas because I wanted Texas. I know, it's but the thing is, I wanted Texas, but I couldn't conquer them because I was in a truce with them. Anyways, I sent these forces over the side to conquer South Carolina. I tried annexing North Carolina and didn't work, but so I sent these guys over to North Carolina instead and declared war on them. And honestly, I'm thinking about it right now. I'm not sure why I did this. I'm not sure. I think it was because South Carolina had good ties with me, right? So I didn't mind it. But then I conquered North Carolina, and then I just decided, you know what? I'll just establish the. I looked around. I was like, I'll just establish the United States over here. Just why not? Because why not? And then I made sure the borders were right, of course. And I was just like, look, I let me be real. I like puppet states, so I just wanted to do that while Texas was, the Texas truce was still going on, and meanwhile, Colorado turned out to try invade the Texas, and so I wanted to prevent that from happening, and so I sent Indiana to attack them. It was kind of funny, but then what I did was I started conquering smaller neighbors and then just consolidating them all into the United States alliance. Or not alliance, like vassal, right? So what I wanted to do was build like friendly states next to me in the borders. And then what happened was Colorado completely took over Texas, or at least mainland Texas. And so I was just like, oh shit. I built a watchtower to keep an eye on what's going on. And then I was like, all right, now comes the time. Now it's time to invade Texas. And I gathered the forces. I invade Texas wildly I can, right? So I gathered my forces. And then what I did was I took Colorado, declared war on them. Texas was left with 3 states. I declared war on them too, so that I wouldn't have to give back the territory. And then the invasion began, and well, let's just say it went pretty quickly. Because honestly, I'm pretty sure the easiest type of territory to conquer is occupation territory. Because honestly, they can't recruit from that territory, even if they wanted to. And so yeah, that's why. Anyways, I managed to conquer all of Texas and Colorado made peace with me, and I of course assimilated those territories, and then finally the Mississippi Empire was formed.